Hi guys, thanks for tuning into the channel today. Now, a bit of news I've got for you. While I was looking around, I found this 41.2 Sprocket on eBay. So I decided the only way I could find out if this would fit the bike or not was pull the back wheel off the bike and check it out. Now, while we're out here talking about it, the Sprocket on eBay only cost me $20 and that included free postage. So I thought I would take a risk and just see what happens. Now, we're down to this stage. I also pulled the chain guard off too, so I could get a quick look. And so I'm down to this part here. We've got the wheel laying down here with the sprocket facing up. And here's the sprocket I bought. And when you look at it at this stage, you see me whole line up there. You bring mine over it. We set them over the holes like so. Wait a minute. They pretty well line up. So I don't know. I think I'll have a go at fitting this sprocket. And if so, put it back on the bike. Go to the front, remove the 13 tooth. If everything goes well, put the 14 tooth back in place. Give the wheel a spin. If it spins alright, then I might take the bike for a little run around the block and see if it works or not. I'm only $20 down, a little bit of work. So I suppose I'll get into it and rip this sprocket off.
Gee, that looks dangerous in there.
Not if you don't go near it. So I've got the 41 tooth rear sprocket on the hub of the CT125. It looks fairly neat there now, but in reality it wasn't as easy as it looks, and it took roughly 2 hours to get it on because the holes wouldn't line up by maybe a millimetre and a half, somewhere around that thing, and I had a fair bit of trouble getting it on. So to get that on I really had to enlarge these holes, and I used the old battery operated drill with these metal cutters on it to enlarge the hole, which I probably might undo the nuts now and just show you how it went. And like I said, it was a fair task, but I figured I had nothing much to lose because the sprocket came in cheap at $20 including delivery, which was a pretty cheap sprocket compared to other sorts of things, so I can't complain about that. Fact is, now it's sitting on there and it fits. This idea might work or might not, only time will tell. So, but it will give me a chance to see if it will fit on that 41 and if I can run a 14 at the front with no drama. So at this stage, I think the idea is alright, but I'll rip those nuts off and just show you what it looks like underneath. And I've got that sprocket sitting on there on a reasonably tight fit, so there's no movement. And possibly if this bike was a high horsepower bike, like, I don't know, 100 or something like that, 100 horsepower, I might not try it, but with 8 horsepower I think I can take the risk. So we'll see, since I've tightened it down, if I can get it off with no drama. And it appears it's tightened up a little bit since I put it on, so it'll be on there for a while, or it's going to have to be prized off with a little bit of help. So I could probably try a bit of a screwdriver trick to get her up. Okay guys, got the big screwdriver here. We'll have a go at lifting this thing now. It's a bit hard to move. Okay, that's lifted. Got it off. There's our unit, just enlarged them, like I said, a bit with that metal cutter. So I can get this nut back out. Like I said, this might work or it might not. I don't know, soon find out. Only 8 horsepower. I'm not going to Loctite it because I don't know how long they're going to be on there for. So I'm just going to put it on there, no Loctite, just tighten it down, because I will be pulling this wheel shortly for the next one. This is only going to be a trial run if it works, and I'll probably go in then on the suspension, have a go at fitting that. But I know I'm going to have to pull this wheel again, and if I want to go further now with the suspension, I know I'm going to have to pull the exhaust off, and it could be a little bit more involved there, so this is probably the easy way out. And we'll work on the 41 tooth rear and try to get the 14 tooth front on it. Okay, we're going to knock over this front sprocket with the 10. This is the 13 tooth on it, and we're going to go back to factory 14. So one out. Second one out. Go for that slide. Always a bit tricky. So it's out of the way. Slide out 13. Like so. So we got the 13 and the 14. With the 14 in place. Like so. I'll have to push the wheel up a bit closer. Okay, 14's in. All good there. With the locker on. I'll just clean that a bit. It's a bit gritty. A 14 tooth sitting in there. Thirteen's out. Just a matter of do this one back up. Tighten it up, and I've now got the combination of 14 in the front, 41 in the back, and I'll be able to give it a test ride. We'll see how it spins. Spinning all right. Got plenty of slack on the chain, so I'll have plenty of slack on this chain to adjust for the 14 and 41. Spinning freely, so it's just a matter of a tighten up after I get all this tightened back up. Doesn't appear to have suffered any problems with the 13-inch front tooth on it when I had it running, so it looks all good there. Okay, so here's what we're after my coffee break. I've been out here now, I've adjusted the chain, so it appears alright. We've got the wheel tightened, spinning okay now. So what I'll do now, put the cover back on, and I think now it's virtually ready for a test ride, and we'll just see how the 14 front, 41 rear goes, and we'll just see if the time spent on this has been worth the trouble or not. What I will show about this port I put on this the other day, if we swing into it now. I haven't started the bike since. It was showing 13 volts and now it's down to 12.6. So it is dropping a little bit. In the meantime, I've ordered the other version which has got an on-off switch, so it'll be replaced with the new version once that one arrives. Hi guys, this is my test 123 Sprocket, 14 on the front. So far so good, bike running well. Pickup seems fine. Not sure about the speedo reading, but everything else seems fine. Bike seems to be running along pretty good. This is only going to be a short test on this because what I've got plans for this, just a little bit of a run just to see if the 114 works okay, because I am planning on nothing too special with the 14, because I've been told since then that the way to go is 41 rear, 13 at the front if I want to go out and practice serious hill climbing. And that's the one I really want to go, for the hills. So at the moment, the main thing is I'm just testing to see if the sprocket goes okay before I switch to the 13. I think the speedo still is reading a little bit on the quick side, because I don't think I'm doing 50 odd kilometres at the moment. It just seems a little bit quick. But it's nice and quiet, so it's not as if something's going wrong and I've made a bit of a botched job of that sprocket, so it appears to be working okay. So I think all good in that direction. I really don't know if I can notice much difference between 41 rear and 14 compared to what I can with the 3913. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm more keen to get out there in the paddocks and climb the hills with it rather than run around town. But the bike itself seems to be handling it all right. Seems to run okay. So that's what it's all about. One thing I can say, but nice little bike this. Always a great little bike to get on and go for a little bit of a ride. Could have brought my phone with me and ran a GPS reading and just see how far it is out. In fact, I'm starting to think now with the 41-14 combo, I could be a little bit down on power compared to the 39-13. Although the bike does seem a little bit smoother, doesn't seem to be as revvy. Oh, it swings into these corners. So, at least we know this idea works alright. As far as running this out into the paddocks or climb the hills, I don't think I'll even bother running that. I don't think it's going to help me much. Nice pleasant day out for a ride, but so guys, knowing this idea works okay, I think I'm going to swing back to a 13 combo. Acceleration's good. I won't be giving any real info out on the Sprocket at the moment because I'd like to test this for a few laps at the moment to make sure that it's fairly safe in case anyone happens to buy one of these. Remember, you have got to drill the holes out a couple of millimetres, so it's just a matter of not buy the Sprocket and put it on the rear axle. You've got to drill it out, which takes a while, so you've got to make sure it's something you want to do. Just not a plug and play, it's a bit of work involved. So I've got to see if this is fairly safe first. I'm going to run this over the next few days, then I'm going to check any movement in the sprocket itself, how the nuts are held on. Then I'll give you a link to where you can get it if you want to go ahead after that, and it's up to you whether you want to try the idea or wait till something else comes along. but I think at this stage we'll let this bike be the guinea pig. Plus I haven't got that far to ride out anyway to be a test pilot. So we'll work on that idea. But so far so good. So once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look. And my next test will be when I hit the 13 tooth front, 41 rear, out in the scrub. I did get onto a link somewhere letting me know that if I do go that combo, I'll be getting into real hill climb and power with, so we'll just see if the information I got is correct or not. So thanks for tuning in. If you like to subscribe, please do. If you like, hit the like button, do that also. Catch you later.